The Backyard Woodshop.
Hi, welcome back to the Backyard Woodshop. I'm Tom Ryder. Today we're going to be knocking out something called a fleshing board. It's a way to take the hide of animals, stretch it out, and remove the flesh off the skin so you just are left with the fur. Stick around, we're going to show you how to do it. Super simple, fast woodworking project. To get started with this, you obviously need some materials. So we're just going to be, I just bought some rough 3/4 inch, what they call bandsawed pine at Home Depot. I know I'd be taking this down on thickness planer to 1/2 inch, so that's no big deal. I went ahead and cut them to rough length just to make them more manageable for the video. So what we're going to be making is we're going to be making 1 fox board. I think I've got enough material to make 2 raccoon boards and 2 squirrel boards. These are really easy to make. I'll try and put up a picture of the plans up here in the corner if I can, just to kind of let you see what we're making. They're pretty straightforward. You can download them off the Fur Harvester's website or something like that, I'm sure. Got our boards planed down. This is going to be 2 squirrel boards here. Basically, I've got to split this down. Let's see. Squirrel board's actual width is 2.5 inches, so I got to get two of those out of there. The raccoon board is 7.5 inches, so it's basically finished. Both of these I think will be raccoon boards. And then I've got a fox board here, and the fox board needs to be 5.25 inches wide. So went ahead and I've got this ripped down to 5.25 wide, and next we got to do these squirrel boards. And let me double check my plans here. That's always a good idea. Double check those, and they should be 2.5 inches wide. Now we're going to set our fence to 2.5 inches. Once we've got that locked in, should be able just to cut this out. So the first thing I'm going to do is start on this squirrel board here. It might be hard to see, but basically I'm following the plans. It says the top here. So what you want to do is find the center of the board. 1 and 11/16 here, and then right here is 2.25, and then down here will be the 2.5 at the bottom. So this board will have like a cone shape. And then you can cut it out with, I'll probably use a bandsaw, but you can cut it out with a jigsaw. If you don't have that, you can actually use a hand plane and plane it, since we're using real wood here. Just some soft pine. You can sit and plane it. Chisel, whatever you've got, you can make this work. So once I get one of these done, I'm just going to lay it on top of the other one, draw it again, cut it out, do the same thing again. And then we're going to follow the same procedure for the other boards, just going by the numbers and getting them laid out. So I'm hoping I can show you this up close. So I need just slightly a rounded taper here, and I've got my mark up here and a mark down here, but I don't want it to be in a straight line. I want it to be curved. So I'm going to this is just a thin piece of maple that I ripped off a scrap board, and then what I'm going to do is, it's going to be hard for you possibly to see it, but I'm going to hold this at a curve, take my pencil, go in there, and now I've made a curve. And so now I can make a gentle slope, Instead of a sharp point, I'm making like a rounded point here, and that's kind of how you do it. You could hold it here, flex this. If you needed to get a good flex, you could do it that way. Anywhere where you got 2 points marked. the first steps, let me show you how I'm laying these out, just so there's no mistakes. So this is a raccoon board. I'm hoping it picks up on the camera. If not, I'll try and put it on the display up in a corner. But basically, you've got, you come down 2 inches, you draw a line across, then you come down 6 inches, 12 inches, you come down 24, and you come down 36. And then it tells you how wide the board should be at each of those places. So at the 2-inch mark, it needs to be 3 inches wide. So quite simply, you just take a ruler of your choice. I've got an Ankara here. You mark it at 1.5 inches. Then you come over here, and I like to mark it at 1.5 inches here as well. Yep. And now that's our 3 inches. So as you can see, and then we just repeat that step all the way down the board. And that's basically how we do it. And then we take those tick marks at each place, and we'll take our board that we're going to bow and make that arc. And that's basically it for laying out one of these boards. This is the Fox board. I followed the plans, marked everything, got my center, marked all my pieces. I'm using a little bit bigger strip here and a little bit thicker because I just want to get that right profile here. And as you can see, I'm going to have trouble because I don't have a third hand. So the remedy to that is to put a clamp on one of these ends and bend it that way. So how we're going to have to do that is, I'm going to have to move this up a little. Take the clamp, put it on your mark down here. There we go. Now I got a free hand, and I can just shape my board until I get what I want. Just like that. There. Now I have my curve, and then I can do that on the other side, and I'll have this curved out, and that's pretty much the Fox board. That's how easy these are. You're just making a tapered, kind of a blunt point at the end to do these fleshing boards. So our next step we're going to do is we're going to cut everything out on the bandsaw real quick. Hopefully I got enough clearance here. Just going to be using the shop smith and let it take care of business. I got a blackboard. I got a squirrel board next. Then I got a raccoon board. We got that out. And that's pretty much the shape, and then we're just going to round over the tops, and we'll have it finished. So basically the next step is we're just going to take our rough cut here. If you don't have a sander like this, you can do it hand sanding. You can do it with a belt sander that you hold. You can use a hand plane. There's lots of ways to do it. I'm just choosing this method, so I'll show you real quick. Doesn't take but a few seconds to do one of these. that's pretty much all you have to do. I mean, you just come into your line, and that's it. So that's basically the board, and then what you want to do is round over the edges. I'm just going to use a router bit to do that for mine. Now, I got a round over bit in the router. We're just going to round over one side of this, and we'll be good to go. And that's all it is. Just knock off that sharp edge and you're good to go. So we're just going to repeat that on all the other boards, and I think I'll drill a hole in the bottom for hanging it, and these should be finished. Next step, what I want to do is just drill some holes so that we can hang the boards on the wall if they want. This pine is so soft, easy to work. Super fast to do it. You just mark a center hole and drill where you like. There we go. And then if I want to hang it on the wall, it's out of the way. Now all that's left is just to clean up the pencil marks, lightly sand it, and it's done. Alright, so these are the finished boards. Just need a little light sand. So we got our holes drilled in the bottom, got our edges rounded off. I think they turned out really well. They're really quick and easy to make. You can batch these out probably in an hour, super quick. If you already had patterns, you can do it even faster. So that's going to wrap it up for me. I appreciate you watching. And until next time, I see you in the backyard.